Let's start with our top focus this morning. Amid heightened tensions with China along the line of actual control, India is set to host the third edition of the 2+2 ministerial dialogue with the US from today. The US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be in India for the third edition of the India-US 2+2 dialogue. The meeting will take place in New Delhi from the 26th to the 27th of October. And Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Foreign Affairs Minister Jaishankar will meet with the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Defence Secretary Mark Esper. During his visit, the Defence Secretary of the US, that is Mark Esper, will also be visiting the TRI Services Guard of Honour. During this two-day meet, the main focus will be on China and how to contain its growing aggression in the region. Mike Pompeo has earlier said that during the upcoming visit to India and the US will discuss how free nations can work together against the threats posed by the Chinese Communist Party. Senior official of the US State Department, while concurring with analysts about discussions around China, said, and I quote, "Certainly, I think the situation on the line of actual control will be probably discussed at some point, and we're watching the situation closely. I think that both sides have expressed a desire to de-escalate violence." India and China are in the middle of an ongoing military standoff that started in April this year. The situation has worsened since June after 20 Indian soldiers died during clashes with the PLA troops in the Galwan Valley. Even though the Chinese army also suffered casualties, China never came out with any official numbers. The focus of this meet will also be on the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement. US officials say that these agreements are work in progress and that they cannot commit to anything as of now. If signed, then the agreement will be the final military pact signed to increase the interoperability and exchange of information. 3 such pacts have already been signed between India and the US over the last 2 decades. The two nations intend to focus on 4 major themes in the upcoming ministerial dialogue. Global cooperation will be the major talking point, in which India and the United States will discuss public health collaboration as well as developments in the Indo-Pacific region. The issue of economic cooperation is also on the cards and includes partnership on energy and in space. Along with these 2 key issues, people-to-people ties along with defense relations will also be discussed. Pompeo will also be visiting Sri Lanka, the Maldives and Indonesia over the next 1 week in what is being seen as an exercise to build regional consensus over the Chinese threats in the Indo-Pacific region. Pompeo's visit comes at a time when the Quad, comprising Australia, India, Japan and the US, is gaining currency. Earlier this week, the Indian Defence Ministry announced that all 4 Quad members will take part in the upcoming Malabar exercises. They are scheduled to take place at the end of November. Talking about the exercise, a senior US State Department official said that the invitation to Australia shows strategic convenience. The last time that Australia participated in Malabar was in the year 2007, more than a decade ago. In response to WION's question at the press briefing, the senior official further said that Quad is an informal arrangement. It's an alignment of democracies in the Indo-Pacific. There are many different dimensions in which it can grow and expand and more. All activities are on the table and meetings among officials in different places and at different levels and with different subject matters focuses. This will be the first exercise after India signed logistical agreements with all the Quad partners. The exercises are aimed at increasing the interoperability between the 2 countries, as well as the common use of military platforms. All in all, the 2+2 will be a reaffirmation of closeness between India and the United States, one of the most consequential relations of this century.
On trade, on fighter jets, on commercial airlines and various other things, and energy.